Alrighty, welcome back to the Chop Up. We are episode 12.
Is this 12?
Yeah,
all right.
12 now.
Run it up.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're moving along.
All right, we're here.
Do
we do episode 12 for the 12 o'clock boys? Since we're doing a moto episode today.
There you go. That'll work.
Pure wheelies today. Okay.
Straight up and down. Pure moto day here at the studio.
All right. Shout out to the 12 o'clock boys.
There you go. Real quick before we get started, did you guys see that we hit the hot tub?
Did we hit that, Will?
We hit that.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so we gotta start planning.
All right.
We have to clear all this out and get the
inflatable in here.
We'll see. That's one of the options. So
yeah, what do you guys think out there? Should we do it right here in studio or, just at Dan's house?
I mean, or we could go out to the gorge to that one spot.
Sold.
Oh, man.
I think we should do that.
That could be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good view right there.
Because we didn't video the hot tub too much that trip.
No.
I don't know if people would want to see that.
No. That was a late night one. So, all right. So yeah, episode 12. We're gonna dig into some moto companies. So MAXXIS is a tire company that makes basically motocross tires, street bike tires.
Yep. Trailer, bicycle.
Yeah, auto.
Just a rubber company that'll do tires for pretty much anybody who needs a tire.
Yeah, they're actually pretty big in the mountain bike industry right now.
Yep, definitely. Yeah.
So they reached out at the old studio, and at that time, print advertising was a big thing. Magazines, print ads. There was no, Instagram, social media, none of that stuff. So
I mean, because of that, we used to have stacks and stacks of magazines in the office every month, which is kind of crazy to think back of. We haven't had that in years. You know what I mean? But we used to have just these massive stacks. So pretty cool.
Yeah. So what you're seeing here are some super old ads that starting back 2005, probably to about 2000. I don't know, probably 2008, 2009. So a bunch of different ads, different moto, street bike, quad, car, trailer advertising. So super heavy Photoshop work.
I was gonna say I'm getting some PTSD just looking at these. These are throwing me all the way back. I was telling Jordan we used to have to size these, and one ad would go in 3 or 4 different magazines, and the format was just different per magazine. So we'd have to size each ad differently, which was pretty hard and technical, and you had to remember the safety and the bleed, and if you fuck that up, it was just super stressful. So
working in print is just always a challenge, like especially when you're dealing with full color photos and things like that, because you think you might have the levels and everything right, and then you get it back in print and you're like, damn, that's way darker than I was thinking, or whatever.
I mean, even to think about the DPI always having to be 300, you're limited on the elements you're going to use, or when you're doing stuff for screen or web, it's like, yeah, this will work, because it's pretty small, where you're like, oh, I got this sweet element, and you bring it into your canvas, and it's just like, teeny. And you're like, all right, well, I need to figure something else out.
Straight blurry.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's where, it's like students and, some designers coming up nowadays are working 100% digital.
Yeah.
Almost everything they produce is just used in the digital space, and it never does go to print. So that you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But going to taking something to print and paying for that physical product and getting that back in the end, it's you got to make sure you got everything all dialed in.
Oh yeah, it's definitely way more technical.
Yeah. All right. So basically, I think this is probably about 4 or 5 years ago. We're in the first studio in the loft. We had just hired Jordan on, and MAXXIS reached out to rebrand basically their off-road division. So they wanted an M mark. Their logo has always been that type up there. It's just this MAXXIS type. They've never really had basically an icon or a mark.
Yeah. I think it's like Futura wide or something.
Metallic.
Yeah. And their idea was like, I think we're pretty set on having that be an M.
Yeah.
So that was a good starting point. It wasn't
Definitely.
like, hey, we want some, it can be an icon of a tire or something like that. It was like, no, let's start with an M and see kind of how that flushes out. So we kicked it off. What you're looking at here on this first page are a bunch of different M's. So we just went in a bunch of different directions with this.
Some fun exploration here. That top right one, I think it's off-brand, but it's super fun piece.
Yep. Just kind of suggest the M.
Yeah, I'm digging that. Mm-hmm. Even the bottom left, I mean, that's like an outdoor company logo right there,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Suggested mountains.
Yeah, I like that.
So moving on to page 2, you can kind of see how that top right one kind of evolved a little bit into similar, to the other one with those 3 stripes.
Yep.
Yeah, even that bottom left one is kind of giving like good vibes of kind of how the, I don't know, action sports industry looked maybe 10 years ago. You know, like that thing, I think that looks kind of, I don't know, how a bunch of those logos looked. Even as we scroll through this, there's a McGrath logo, and it kind of looks, you know, in that direction.
Similar to that, yep.
It has that movement to it.
Yeah.
So moving on to page 3. And M's a fun shape to work with, you know. You can have a lot there as far as, you know, with the angles and things.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely lends itself to doing a bunch of stuff. You know, you can get really creative with it.
The symmetry and stuff.
Yeah. So this page, this is where we're getting closer as far as like where we ended up. Jordan, some of these are yours
Yep.
that you, Dustin, in the middle?
I think this
So
page might
honestly,
have been
Is that all
me.
you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That top right one is getting close to what we kind of landed on.
Yep. Something about that bottom left one on this thing with, I don't know, it's definitely different, but I kind of like it. Like, I don't think it's final, but it could be something. I don't know.
I almost see like a spider or something.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
kind of do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Abstract.
And it's cool to see it, you know, it looks so much different when it's knocked out of the black shape.
Oh
And you
yeah,
have that white M as opposed to the black, you know?
Yep.
totally. Same with the top left. I'm sure that was initially, you know, a black round with a white, you know, M on top of that, but we kind of inversed it, and it gives it a totally different vibe.
I like how that one that on the middle on the left, it has like almost a tread kind of vibe
Yeah.
where it looks like the side of a tire or whatever.
For sure. Yep.
I didn't even see that. That's pretty cool,
You
actually.
step and repeat that thing,
Mhm.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
left and right, and you
Yeah.
get a full on tread.
Totally.
That'd be cool. So moving on to round 2. They were actually pretty easy to work with on this. They quickly kind of narrowed it down, and were set on the M and it reading like an M. You know, they kind of like eliminated the one you were talking about. Like,
Yep.
hey, if it's just suggested, let's get away from that.
Yeah, even just putting it into some shapes like helps make it a mark. You know, it's like, okay, what does it look like in a circle? You know, solid versus stroked. You know, square, diamond. It's pretty cool to see them in different shapes and how they interact. And you know, does it mess with the stroke? Is it just knocked out of a shape?
Yeah, because these look, you know, totally different.
Yeah.
This
Oh yeah.
bottom, you know, these bottom right 2 in the diamond,
Mhm.
as opposed to the, you know, knocked out of that circle.
And it's just all the same M.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like you take the idea and then like merchandise it out across like all the different ways to just blow it out and see which one doesn't work, which one does work, or where's the happy medium. And
Yep. So, and then taking it, like you said, Jordan, taking that and pairing it with type, you know, now you have a logo,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what they wanted to see on this round. Like, okay, what is it going to look like, you know, locked up with the type and the MAXXIS Racing?
Yeah, even to see it in color. I mean, we all know MAXXIS as that orange, so seeing it in color definitely sells it. You know, even like bottom center, white type on an orange ground, it's like, boom, that could be it right there.
Used in the badge on the bottom.
Yeah.
yeah, you see the system start coming together.
Yeah. And then this is where there was a couple comps in there that Jordan had done that were similar. So we kind of pulled them all, put them on one page.
But yeah, you can see where the original one they're liking, you know,
Top left. Yeah.
it kind of, I don't know, it's the shape. You just ran, I don't know, followed the line of the center cross,
Like a
or the
ribbon.
center ascender. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. But then you move to the right.
Yeah.
These two. You
Turns
know.
into the shield
Yep.
shape.
And you got this nice shield.
That's it right there.
And then so locking that up with the type.
And then that black box, it just kind of gives it another little container space to just live in and be a little bit more ownable as well.
Yep. And then moving on. This one was fun.
Yeah.
And just because you get the, not that we needed an but you definitely get the
Yeah,
there,
the negative space is pretty cool on this one.
Yep.
It definitely jumps out on that center one with the orange on the white ground.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
That's pretty fun.
And then this is where you can see kind of, it's almost expanding a little bit on that where you get the crossbars and things.
Yeah, we're pretty aggressive on these. You know, it's almost like if they had a freestyle division or something like that, this one would lend itself perfect to that.
Yeah, because you're getting kind of that X
Yeah,
as
and
well as the M.
just edgy. You know.
Yep, sharp.
And then locked up. The circle helps hold it.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one. This one's like super modern. You know, it's all something about this one I'm digging, but that little V on the bottom, it's like kind of okay. You know, you almost have to sell that somehow. You know.
Yeah, use it in patterns or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, because once you put it in a one color version, like the bottom center, it doesn't really work. You know,
Yeah,
you
you
almost it has to be two tones always.
Yeah. And then this one with the stripes. And something like this, you know, if they do ran with something like this, like you could carry those stripes throughout
Oh yeah.
everything, whether it's advertising or you know the truck graphics or whatever. And then this one locked up with the type. I mean, this was agency on the type, which I wish it would have been. I think that type, especially the bottom middle,
Yep,
like
that's what I was
that type is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that paired with your final icon, Jordan, would have been better.
Sure.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Big overview of basically everything we sent them on that second round.
Yeah, what's that in the bottom right there? So we took those icons and presented them as shirts.
Yep, mocked them up on shirts so they could see how some of them, would work as a graphic on a tee. Because that was part of their big thing. First place this is going to get used is the truck livery, which is a wrap for a car or truck. That was first place it was going to get used. Second place was going to be in apparel for their truck racing division. So they were very concerned about how is this going to translate to apparel.
It's good to know that, going into projects, like what is the use case, like first out? Where are you going to put this thing right away? And then we can kind of fine tune it for that.
Yep. So here is the final round. So this is final lockup. Jordan put this together. Jordan's icons there, showing it in the box, without the box, the outline.
Yeah, even just that one little chevron on top above the M just gives it this racing feel. It's definitely, has some movement. It looks racing, it looks tough. So, I mean, it's definitely the best option, in my opinion. They went with the right one.
Has those little ticks on the inside of the M. It just gives it a little bit of edge, without being just a straight flat shape.
Yeah.
A little bit of depth on there.
And then you can't go wrong with that bottom right shield. Put anything in the shield and it looks good.
Yeah, even just like a big stroked rectangle around this one works,
So that's basically the final logo.
And then what, Frankie took these and animated them?
Yeah, so then quickly after that, they had a trade show coming up, so they wanted some bumper animations. So that's what you're seeing playing on the screen over there.
Frankie killed that.
Yeah, so just kind of some quick, short, logo animations they could use for different trade shows and TVs and stuff like that. So, yeah, they turned out good.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, the logo build? Yeah, sick. Okay. Ooh, look at that.
So moving on. So then...
look at that. Just the graphic of this thing.
So then the next project was their off-road racing truck. Jeremy McGrath is he's the king of Supercross.
MC, 72 wins.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Seven championships.
Yeah.
Who we got? Who's in second place? I don't even know. Maybe Carmichael with 40 or 39
and 4 championships. I think. Yeah.
Not even close.
No. So yeah, Jeremy McGrath. He's a San Diego local kind of. Yeah.
He's a legend. He's the Michael Jordan of dirt bikes.
Yep.
He's the guy.
But so what you're looking at here is an old ad for his old truck and his graphics. As you can tell, you got the splatter, the whole deal. It looks old.
It looks a little dated, yeah.
It's lots of texture.
Pretty funny to see,
Yeah, it's classic. So they came to us asking us for basically a new wrap for his truck. So, this is the old wrap, Illustrator file.
Pretty cool to get this file and mess with. You know what I mean? It's
yeah, it is.
If we just had to fudge it, it would have been a little more difficult. But because the template was so good, it made it super fun.
Yeah. The point was to basically brand the shit out of it with the new icon and logo. Love the white front, kind of fading with the orange and then black bed, which is sick.
Yeah, I was trying to do that Neapolitan kind of vibe, but
especially this one where you get the white rim and then the wheel and then the orange one in the back.
I wasn't sure how they do that. It's like, is the anodizer guy pissed at me because he's got to redo the wheels?
Yeah.
Or
I don't think so. I know Ken Block's done it on some of his cars.
That's where I got the inspiration from, because he'll usually have one rim of the 4 just a pop color. So
this one's fun. Got the texture in there.
Definitely is, now looking at it, a little dated just with the texture. I mean, the moto industry is kind of just that vibe anyways. Seeing those first couple ones is, a little better. But
And then this one, I got my couple notes on here, large M. So
yeah, these are the kind of critiques that we'll get, and it's just like, all right, let's figure out how to get the logo bigger.
You had the stripes with the orange and the grays, which is basically what they went with.
Yep, I try to take where that type was and section off a piece and give a little bit of motion, which I think that type kind of got moved and taken out of there, but it's all good.
It's funny, because then you see this final image and they got that huge white outline on the type. Yeah,
I mean, the logo's big, and I think that was the main goal. You know what I mean? That thing's big. I think it's still on the hood and rotated.
Yeah. And then you go to this one, and it's a little closer.
Yeah.
So they kind of mess with the art a little bit. I think when it goes to print with whoever they're using as a printer for whatever truck that is, because this one looks
it's a
good.
smaller truck also, so I'm sure they're kind of keeping the art file exactly the same, you know.
Yep.
And I think they flipped the colors, right? So it's like maybe just because they were like, we want to have different, you know, 2 different truck versions, you know. So
Yep.
or I wonder if their sponsor logos impact that too. They're like, oh, we got a bunch of logos we got to pack in here.
Oh,
Move that thing smaller. Or
totally.
whatever, you know?
Yeah, look at the bottom right of that door. It's just
Yeah,
covered with
exactly. They're creeping in, man.
whoever the sticker guy is going to town on that. Do you know, for real?
For
Like,
sure.
it's-
So here's the final Illustrator file, which is cool. So that was on there,
Yeah.
and they moved it down and kept that.
They
you know?
scaled it down a little
Yeah.
bit, put a bunch of logos.
Yep. So yeah, it's fun.
Super,
It's
yeah.
Cool to see the graphics on the truck and
Yeah.
racing on the weekends and
That's a
everything.
unique one right there.
And then you definitely
sure.
were doing logos and T-shirts kind of super normal, you know, all the time. So to do something that's on a truck, I was like, oh, whoa, okay, you know, a little different. This will be fun, you know.
Yeah, and then to see it out in the wild is cool.
Yeah.
So moving on, we've done a bunch of apparel for these guys in the past. The ones with the logos.
Yeah.
So that's their old type they wanted to see, which they still use. Like I said, this new one is more for the off-road stuff.
Yep.
I mean, their tires are still running that type on the tires and everything. So we've done some tees with their old type. And they're cool with, texture, adding some texture, breaking it up, stuff like that. But
I mean, this one was a little better because we got to utilize some M's. So then it kind of lended itself to doing, let's pop a camo in there. Let's pop some texture in there, step and repeat.
So and then moving on, one of their big tires is the Razor. They have the Razor, I think, AT and MT.
Yeah, they have a couple different options of that.
Yep. So it's a truck, basically an off-road truck tire.
Super dope illustration too. Killed that one.
Jordan with the
Thanks.
illustration, the
Yeah.
blue truck. Yeah. Damaso here with this illustration.
And that tire's detailed. I don't know if they can zoom in on that, but that thing is
super detailed.
Yeah, that's cool. Here's my stab at a tire.
Yep.
So seeing Damaso's, he's like, all right, I gotta step it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you're selling, so it's like that's the
I
piece
know.
everybody's like looking at, like
Yeah. Or this one's fun. This is where to me it's like you don't have to have the tire.
That's
on,
where
on every single one.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 p.m. into the day, and I'm just like, I can't do another tire today. So I like this one a lot. Hopefully we can get them to call us back and
For sure.
scoop this one up because I thought it fit the brand.
Boom. Tires issue, Jordan.
Yep.
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 Yeah, it's good.
The tire looks good. with
Adding
the,
it 3-color like that.
yeah, definitely
so,
helps. You can see all the dimension and
A
depth.
little
And
more highlight.
Yep. And one of Davies here with the tire.
Yep, I'm digging just the wings alone.
Mhm.
Those look nice.
Yep.
One color.
Yeah, holding that M icon. And look at that M in that shield.
Yeah.
It could be like a sub
Right,
logo.
yeah, totally.
For
Yep.
their
think-
I don't know.
Fits nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
More of a kind of outdoor
Yeah,
vibe.
little classic.
No need for a tire.
No tire on
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This one more text heavy. More I would say these are a little bit more old school Tillys back in the day type.
Yeah. This thing, dude. This thing, Brandon Drews. I'm digging this.
Yep.
Big logo with a little scene in there. But dude, that cactus that's tight.
Yeah, it's
The,
fun.
the border, the frame. I mean, even that Jordan called out the font or the type, and that thing's cool. We need to make that I don't know,
Super unique.
Yeah,
we
font or
got
something, yeah.
something. Yeah, that thing's unique for sure.
Look at it on the front of the T big. Yeah.
Yeah, this one just all lowercase. Typically we're always all uppercase. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going all lowercase. I don't think they
Yep.
picked it, but
Yeah.
I was digging this one.
Yeah, I think
It
it's great.
fits that old moto perfectly.
Yeah, it has those old vibes for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah, that stuff's coming back, and
Oh yeah, always.
that'd be great. And then boom, moving on to the sweater, the Christmas sweater. So they reached out last year for a holiday sweater.
Yeah.
And ugly sweater contest, basically.
Yeah, it's
And,
pretty cool, pretty challenging. It's like, all right, well, let's go look around online to kind of see what makes a Christmas sweater. Yeah, it was fun, but also challenging. I kind of started building these little pixel borders, and I did a pixel tree. So then I was going to do all the vehicles in pixel, but just the time management wasn't there. So I just like, all right, screw it, run it. This one's clean. I like how instead of just doing straight up stripes, you have like the mountains and the scene that lend to the stripes.
A little bit of snow in there. Holiday season.
Yeah.
Pretty smart little technique there.
And that bottom stripe that plays off the angles in the logo.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. And then so this ended up being the final one. They came back with like, oh, we need a truck in there.
I think I basically took all of Jordan's, like all the vehicles he illustrated and mashed them into.
To make the final.
Yeah.
So these are just some quick other apparel graphics. So CST is actually the parent company that owns MAXXIS Tires. So it's a Chinese company, basically a rubber company.
Yeah, they've been around forever.
Forever.
Oh, what there? 1967. So there you go.
Yep,
Wow.
Yeah. And so we used to do ads for CST as well.
Yeah, this would be a little more on, let's say, the trailer side or the normal vehicles tires instead of the off-road stuff.
Yeah. So these are just some quick, simple tees we did for them. And then this eagle.
This eagle's gnarly. That's Brandon all day.
Holding the logo. Yeah.
Just look at the little cracks in the C where the claws or talons are going into it.
Yep. I love that piece.
Gnarly.
So yeah, that's some of the work we've done for MAXXIS over the years. Great client. Fun work. It's different, because it is the auto and moto industry.
It is fun when we see that one coming down the pipe, because for me, it's almost like my safe space. It's like, okay, here's MAXXIS. I already know what to do. No questions asked,
Yeah, so keeping the theme with the moto industry, we're going to move on to another client. So Dick's Oil Company.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
Very fun one.
There's a lot of humor involved with his name and taglines. And
This guy's down.
yeah.
He's down. Yep. So we started out with branding the company. He came to us. He had a logo that he started out with. He wasn't really happy with it. So we kept kind of the color palette, and basically he wanted an upgrade. So this first one is the script that we started out with, Jordan here.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I mean, even if he doesn't pick that one as a logo, that should be a shirt, a hat, just a supporting element, because it's a good piece of type.
Yeah. And I like how Jordan, how you did the clean versions as well. You got the script, but then you also have the other versions with the bold type and everything.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
I think that's our Lincoln font down there in the bottom. What's that?
Oh, yeah,
it is.
What's it called
from
there?
Creative Works.
Well, we don't know the name, but you should go buy that shit.
We made it for Creative Works.
Can't think of the name either.
The name is, but it's on the website.
But it's fast, man. Look at the speed lines on that thing. Woo!
Go in the font section.
I think it's $5 too, so it's on sale.
So we presented a couple different colorways. This was his with the red.
I like that red and yellow.
Yeah,
that looks good.
It's fun.
It definitely evokes, like, I don't know, danger, fast, wide open.
Yep. Moving on to this next one.
See, I never saw this one. This one's great, dude. I really like this. The lowercase i's. It's just a fun little touch, kind of changes it up a little bit.
Yeah. I was kind of saying, I don't know. I like the lowercase I on the oil. On the Dicks, I just stare at that I.
I mean, it
kind of bugs me.
Even just to pick a base type like this, I don't even know what it is, Baskerville or something, is just kind of ballsy. But you definitely made it work. You kind of rounded some of the corners, and obviously that D is custom. And
yeah, the syrups put it back into a certain time period for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if the I on the Dicks gets you because of the two, like the D and the C
there's
are
so
like
much negative
yeah,
space.
there's a lot of negative open space there.
Yep. And then the C and the K are kind of locked up nicely, and you just end up with these big pockets next to that I. So
it's fun though.
Yeah.
Sometimes like when it's so much of a vibe, you can get away with those little tricks because you're just like, man, this looks cool,
Yeah.
Once you flip to that blue, wow, that did it for me. That was great.
The blue, yellow, and red.
Even just that lockup with the checkers, I feel like that's a perfect hat patch right there.
That'd be sick on a trucker hat.
Yeah.
So this next one, this is yours, Dustin.
Yep, this was a fun one.
Yeah.
I was thinking this was it out of the gate as I was doing it, and I'm like, all right, guys, you can everyone can
Stop
stop.
working on it
I got it. Obviously.
And honestly, you're pretty damn close.
Yeah. What was it? This type was a little too close, I think, to his original logo type, so he kind of wanted to veer off and have a little more fun with it, which was, fair critique.
Yeah. But you'll see as we get to the final one. I mean, remove the type and this is it.
Yep, yeah. Even just the badge said it was fun. I had to do a little nod back to the premix posse, being that he started in the two-stroke oil, and then the ratio right cup on there had to get that in there.
Classic. This colorway, this sets it back retro.
Yeah. And I think wasn't this his original colorway? Maybe.
I think it might have been. Definitely the red and yellow, and maybe the red and orange, I think.
Yeah. And I think I was battling that. So I'm like, red, blue, let's go this way, because I feel like those two tones were too close in value that you just didn't have enough separation.
Yeah. I dig this one. It's definitely retro.
Oh, yeah.
That type that Jordan, you did. That big slabs,
it has some weight to
it.
It
has some weight.
Yep.
Damn. And then again, you switch from that. And when you pair black and red, it's always like just this heavy, manly, feel to it. And we get, sometimes we'll get a brief where it's like, I want black and red. And I'm always kind of, it sets the vibe like right away, you know?
Totally.
I think the values are too close in the numbers. It's if the black's 100, that red's is like a 60. So you're just so close where, you know, when you flip it to the red and yellow, you're at like a 20 and a 60. So you just have more separation and value.
Like that looks great.
That looks great.
Yeah. This is fun. I think this is a Davey piece.
It's definitely, you know, a throwback to you know, I don't even know, 70s, 80s oil can.
Vintage, yeah. For sure. And then the colorway, you know, changes it up.
Totally.
Different, funner, a little younger type.
Yep, that shape's different, you know, something different there. It's always hard to come up with a new shape. You know, I'm working on a different badge project today, and I'm battling, like, how do I do a shape that's different? You know, we always do the same couple ones, but those are fun colors right there.
Blue and the yellow.
So I think that type is he was probably digging this type or something like that, right?
Yeah, because this type ends up kind of evolving into to the final
little
logo.
collab.
Yep. So moving on to round 2. So he basically picked out your shapes, your whole badge page. You know, you can see here that shape, top left. You know, the ratio right cup, all that. He was like, done.
Yeah.
You know, now let's just focus on the type.
Yep.
He wasn't totally sold on any of the type yet.
This one's good, dude. I probably saw this. I just don't remember it. So looking back at it now, this one's great. Super good.
It's almost a little too serious.
Yeah.
You know, like
the D and the S makes it nice and almost like symmetrical with the you know, those little wings coming off of it.
yeah.
Like when we talk about the playfulness of the brand and overall his goal and the funny kind of kitschy stuff that would be kind of missing in that approach.
And then when you see like the red versus the yellow and the blue, like
Falls out.
Yeah, falls out. And then just super simple, clean. I mean, he was like, hey, I want it to be readable, you know, and maybe it's simple, maybe it's very clean. So that's where this is just a little chunkier type.
Yeah.
And then moving on to, I think this is close, or
If it's not final,
that's
it's
it right
damn
there.
near it.
Yeah, that's
it
it.
is, yeah.
It
So-
definitely evokes fun. You know what I mean? Just swapping out that type.
Yeah.
Just the type's more playful with the fun C, the way the K and the S get real close together. And
That busted K.
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
that
that's
little
it.
leg.
Yeah, it is like
On
a
there.
little leg.
Yeah.
I like how the tops of the C and the S kind of sit the same. You know, it's like just kind of a little bit different than normal.
Yeah.
So moving on here to the packaging. So quickly after that, there was kind of this rush to get the logo done to actually move on to the packaging, because he had the bottles, he was, you know, had the liquid inside, and it was like, I need some labels. you know? So
Let me see one of those packages over there. Just want to check this out. Okay.
so we have, where are the other ones? There's the so you got the red and blue, and then you got the other one, which is what
Super smooth.
super smooth.
It helps you slide in and out. That's what it says.
He's committed.
Yeah.
So here's a couple comps for the label designs. Jordan, you handled the labels. Did you work on some other labels too?
I did these first rounds.
Okay.
Yep. Just the way, even the
Oh,
way
you did,
this,
huh?
this
Okay.
thing kind of the lines
Yep.
pull off from the logo. I was like, I'm kind of, you know, typically that'd be a no-no because you're messing with the logo when you're drawing those lines out from it.
Right.
But it lent to, I don't know, it works. You know
It
what I
did.
mean?
Yeah.
But I'd say nine times out of 10, that's kind of breaking the rules.
It's
And the other version, go back to the other version real quick. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So just trying to put a different logo in there. And I don't
that
know.
oval logo.
If anything, the challenge was he had a bunch of sentences, you know, that needed to fit on the front. So it's like, you know, how do we fit it all in? What's the hierarchy? You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
And he had his taglines like you were talking about, you know.
Yep.
And then we moved on to the quickie 2-stroke oil. Just a fun little one color.
Let me see that
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So this you wouldn't need your ratio, right? Because it tells you on the back. So you would just pop in 3 of these packets for a gallon of gas, and
Yep. That's rad.
yeah,
You're on your way.
Makes
I
it
feel
easier.
like they didn't have that when I was riding.
No, not
like-
yeah, same.
And then so moving on, we had he wanted chain lube. So this is a combo. This is
Collaboration.
Doobie and Dick's.
Yeah.
So Doobie is a high street deli, and obviously Dick's the oil company. So they're buddies. Hence the kind of new client, and High Street sent him to us. So they did this chain lube, moist and slippery. So Jordan, you worked on this one, right? Your chain and yeah. So Jordan did the packaging for this one. It was pretty straightforward. I think there was a couple comps, but I think they went very quickly with the one design. So
Yeah, and for me, it's like there was some brand elements that Dick's already had established. So I was like, all right, I could kind of like use that outside container shape, you know, use the hierarchy, put some checkers in there, and kind of ties it back to the original brand a little bit.
Yeah, you got the droplet in there too.
Yeah. And then, of course, apparel. So we did a bunch of tees for Dick's. So some different fun pieces of type. You got the oil can mascot in there.
Does that mascot look like a French dude?
He's got the little mustache.
I don't know why. Yeah, it just looks like I don't know.
And then we got the other ones, the Ratio Right Cup again. Super hyped on that. That became the sticker.
I mean, we had to do the open face helmet. We brought it down just for y'all to check it out. You know, I think Dan left his face guard at home, but
yeah, it's all Dustin here.
Super fun project. Had a little nod to the old Honda racing team with the Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, Jordan did a bunch of illustration work on this, with the bars and the can and the whole deal.
That's right.
The oil type is pretty crazy.
That is, yeah. That wing with the oil can, that's fun.
Oh, there's that hat you were talking about. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so Jordan worked on these, bunch of different hat options for him, full custom cut and sew, taping, the whole deal. So
I need this, dude. What's up, Dick?
These are coming. Yep. So hopefully get a copy of these.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of the project for Dick's. We're still continuing to work on stuff for him, so pretty stoked on that.
Yeah, we got some chain lube or no, some other little brake cleaners or something that he's doing.
Some sprays.
Yeah, sprays. Yep. Jordan just wrapped up a bunch of spray can.
That's cool.
Chain lube and everything. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, that's kind of a wrap on the moto stuff. We've done we got Josh Grant jersey back there. We've done a bunch of stuff with other moto clients, but
definitely shout out JG.
Yeah. But yeah, we just wanted to highlight these two. MAXXIS has been a long time client, and then Dick's is a newer client. So
yeah, definitely a very fun one to work on. So
yep. Cool. And then we got
some new product.
Yeah, we got a new hat. Well, here's a MAXXIS hat. Here's a MAXXIS hat too with the Jordan's icon.
Here we go. Look at that. It works.
Yeah. It's like fully done up.
Oh yeah, it's the rubber
embroidered
joint.
TPR patch on there. So, but we got some new hats in the shop.
Ooh.
So it's kind of sturdy badge hat.
That's like
orange
river floating hat right there.
Yeah, it's kind of a chill one. So that one's in the shop. So check it out.
Yeah, it's a good looking hat.
Yeah,
Ooh, a little foamy on there too.
Yeah, it's a little foam hit.
And it's got the label too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
all right.
Clean.
Yep, yeah,
doing it big time.
Yep, for sure.
Heck yeah, dude.
So yeah, check that out. And yeah, smash that like button.
Yep, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. What else are the kids doing these days?
A lot.
Yeah. We'll do all that, and we'll be good.
Yeah, we appreciate the follows, and until next time.
Thanks for tuning in.
For sure.
Yeah.